Hi, welcome back, Nerd Down on the Creek. We are gonna talk about programming today. We might go a little longer than 5 minutes, so if you're hungry, you gotta go to the bathroom, you need a drink of water, hit pause, go take care of that, come on back, but I'll promise to try and still keep it within about 5 minutes because this is Programming 101. We'll cover the 102, the 103, the 200 level courses maybe later, just kidding. All right, Programming 101. One of the things we talk about CrossFit is increased work capacity across broad time and modal domains. We talk about variance, not randomness. Routine is the enemy. So all of that to say that there is a theoretical template that you can follow with programming to make sure that you are getting broad and inclusive fitness. General physical preparedness is what we are shooting for. We don't want to specialize. So if I'm an Olympic weightlifter, I'm going to do a lot of Olympic weightlifting. If I'm a gymnast, I'm going to do a lot of gymnast. If I'm a sprinter, if I'm a specific sport athlete, we focus on that specific skill because that's the skill that I'm going to be tested on when I go to compete. In CrossFit, we are a strength and conditioning program for general physical preparedness. So we want as broad of coverage as possible. Well, the theoretical template of programming is how we accomplish that. And so where it starts is we come over here and I've broken it down. There are other ways to break this down and it's kind of the way it's done in the level 1 manual, but a little bit of my own style. So we've got 5 categories that programming can be broken into: priority, time, modality, volume, and mode. What does that mean? So priority, task versus, or time versus task. A time priority workout is going to be AMRAPs, as many reps as possible, as far as possible, that I know how long I'm going to be working, 12, 15, 8, 7 minutes, and I don't know how much work I'm going to get done in that. So I've prioritized the time. The independent variable is the task, how much work I do. Flip that, a task priority is I'm going to tell you how much you're going to do. 5 rounds for time, 50 handstand push-ups. Some sort of set amount, and the independent variable is the time it takes you to get it done. Task versus time, time versus task. We move on. Time. How long am I going to work? Short, medium, long. Short, anything under 5 or 6 minutes. There's a little bit of wiggle room in there. And I break this down a little bit more even when I program. I have like short, medium long, long. Where's the delineation? Well, anything under 5 is short. 5 to 7, 5 to 8, medium short. 7 to 12 to 15, I would call that medium long. So short, anything under 5 to 6 minutes. Medium, anything under 15 minutes. Long, anything over that 15 to 18 minute range. And again, like I said, there's some wiggle room in there. So when we talk long, we're not talking, triathlon training endurance where you're going out for a 4-hour bike ride. We're talking basically anything that is longer than about 18 to 20 minutes. Medium, that sweet spot of about 10 to 12, maybe as long as 15 minutes. Short, like I said, Fran, under 5 minutes is what we're looking at. Modality, this one is actually the simplest. Monostructural weightlifting gymnastics. Monostructural, I move my body through space and time, running, rowing, swimming, jumping, something like that. Gymnastics, I move my body around a fixed object. Push-ups, pull-ups, box jumps, burpees, something where I'm changing my space, but I'm moving it around some sort of object. Weightlifting, the complete opposite. I move an object around my body, external to my body. Moving on, we talk about volume. Less than 50 total reps, somewhere between 50 to 100, somewhere between 100 to 300, greater than 300 reps. That one gets a little tricky when we're talking about monostructural movements, when we're talking about things like double unders, but it's a guide, folks. Remember, theoretical template of programming. Then we talk about the mode: couplets, triplets, chippers, and single modality. Couplets, 2 movements put together. Triplets, 3 movements put together. Chipper, anything 4 or more. Sometimes usually done just one time through. You don't come back and revisit it. And then single modality, like 1 rep maxes, 5 rep maxes, a 5K row for time. Anything where it's just one movement. All right, so this is where we're gonna get a little long. I went through last week's programming and I charted it out. So day 1, we did that 5 minute, 4 minute, 3 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute AMRAP of push jerks, wall balls. Day 2, 1 rep max back squat, 1 rep max bench press. Day 3, 5 rounds for time, 10 chest to bar pull-ups, 10 front rack lunges. Day 4 are 50 unbroken handstand push-ups. Every time you broke, you did 20 unbroken kettlebell swings. Day 5 was that hellacious triple D chipper, where it was a dumbbell movement, double unders, a dumbbell movement, double unders, the burpees, double unders, a dumbbell movement, double unders, the dumbbell movement, back through 24 minutes. That one was long, in case you were wondering. And we finished on Saturday with our row and overhead squat, the 4 rounds with the break in between. So what do we look at? Well, if we break those up, day 1, it's time priority, it's medium duration, it took 15 minutes, it's weightlifting, ball balls and push jerks. It's about 100, and I think most folks were in like that 150 to about 200 rep range, so it's 100 to 300, and it's a couplet, 2 movements put together. We can go across the week and basically chart across our priority, time, modality, volume, and mode. I did it already to give you that summary of when we look at this, what do we got? Well, when we look at our priority, we are evenly split 3 and 2. And that's kind of what we want, because task priority workouts elicit more intensity than time. What I mean is the clock doesn't end. The pain ends when you finish. So inevitably, people will do more work. They'll push harder to finish a task versus a time. Time, we're kind of evenly split. CrossFit is a short duration type of workouts, right? We like shorter workouts because we can get higher power output, we can have higher intensity. So we kind of prioritize short to medium workouts. Well, we got 3 short, 2 medium, 1 long. We move over here. I'm gonna fix my camera angle. Here we go, modalities. Relatively evenly split between monostructural, gymnastics, and weightlifting. 2 of the days we did monostructural, 3 of the days we did gymnastics, 5 of the 6 days we did weightlifting. Strength and conditioning program. We're gonna weightlift. All right, we come over here to volume. Look at that, pretty evenly split. We got 2 days where we were at 50 or less, 1 day where we were at 50 to 100, 1 day where we went long. That was the long chipper. And then that 100 to 300, about 2. And if we look at our mode, we were a little biased this week with couplets. Little trick, couplets, again, are going to elicit the most intensity because you can't hide. Let's say I'm really good at weightlifting, but I stink at gymnastics. Well, if I put a couplet together of weightlifting and gymnastics, you gotta keep practicing those gymnastics. Can't hide from your weaknesses. Chippers, triplets, you can kind of hide sometimes because you can kind of like bias the 2 that you're good at and then the 1 that you're not so good at. So it makes sense that we would bias couplets. The chipper was kind of that fun one. And I'm only counting 1 day as single modality, even though we did that day where it was the bench press and the weightlifting. So why do we do this? Well, I know we're at about 8 minutes, so wrap it up in about 30 seconds. This is how you get variance without it being random. And this is how, as a programmer, you can chart your biases, because if I also list all the movements that we've been doing, I can notice like, man, we do a lot of wall balls. Stop doing wall balls. People go, I feel like we always do burpees. Yeah, let me check. I can go back and look and be like, well, actually, we haven't done burpees in about 6 workouts. You, however, just only come once or twice a week. So the days that you have come, unfortunately, you've randomly come on the days that every day we've done burpees. So it might feel like we always do burpees, but you're just inconsistent and not coming to the gym enough. You need to start coming 2 to 3 times at least a week to get the benefit of the variance. This is also kind of fun to do if you feel like it and really want to nerd out. You can go back a couple days, 5, 6, 7 days, chart your own workouts, and then try and guess what's coming out the hopper next. All right, folks, Programming 101. Like I said, we kind of ran a little long. I apologize. That's it. We'll see you on the creek.